Shalom, shalom, Morgan Alexander, and everyone else that's joining in. Wise Allah speaking. All praises to the horizon, peace and wisdom. Can I get a sound check, please? Now I want to do this deep video. Explaining how Islam is devil worship. And I want to do a little bit on the exorcism as well. Peace and wisdom. Now before I start, I want to say this. True wisdom. True wisdom is a spiritual and mental wealth acquires. When I say spiritual wealth, I'm speaking of the emotional state. Of course, we come from environments and a variety of hardships that make, our minds cluttered and our emotional states disturbed, Come from environments where people compete, don't work together. Most people experience that. Lack of support, things like this, kind of working uphill when you come from certain environments and you have certain people around you. This begins to disturb the emotional state. And so when you finally acquire mental and spiritual wealth, this becomes the most important thing to you. Meaning most people don't acquire that. Most people are not even familiar with it. We all know physical wealth. But physical wealth doesn't even matter if you don't have the other two, meaning spiritual and mental wealth. Now, mental wealth, let's start there. Mental wealth is when the mind is clear and open to new things and new people. Of course, we come from environments where things is real closed-minded and heavy on the judgment. And so when you get to a place where the mind becomes clear and open to new things and new people, this is a part of mental wealth. When the mind becomes present, of the present, this is mental wealth. When the mind is not dwelling on past griefs and future desires, but just present and in the moment, this is mental wealth. Most people do not achieve that. You have spiritual wealth. Spiritual wealth being when the emotional state is stable and you're at peace with yourself. When you begin to love yourself truly. Of course, when this happens, you begin to enjoy perfecting yourself. And so you need to be in environments and around people that's going to complement that. Meaning you can't be in environments where you're trying to perfect your flaws and be your best, and then there's something that's opposing to that. You get my point? A lot of you guys have mental and emotional poverty. I don't want you to feel bad though. I've acquired mental and spiritual wealth. And so those of you that are emotionally or mentally impoverished are going to disturb me. Just your presence, But this is okay. It's not okay, but it is what it is. The thing is, when that happens, it brings my ruthless nature out. Now, this is a part of myself that don't even exist no more. Meaning on the day-to-day, I'm grown, so I don't have these. I don't get aggravated about nothing. I don't put myself in environments or around people that I would. But of course, on here, you guys can come at random, at will. And so when you do, the point I'm making is a lot of you guys are getting the wrong perspective of my character because you're seeing me in environments or people coming into my environment that's not on the same mental level. And so it becomes a disturbance, a burden. You get my point? Like a babysitting thing. And so the point I'm making is this is like advanced learning. If you someone that already into the wisdom and you get it, it's for that. It's not really for those of you that's childish, young-minded, or young. You're going to become a disturbance to me. Not a disturbance to me, but I'm going to become a disturbance to you. And in that, those that truly come to learn, they're going to get the wrong perspective of me. I'm not concerned with that. Anyone that, you get my point? Coming in a judgment mind, whether they wise or not, I'm not concerned with that. But I'm just making the point. Once you acquire spiritual and mental wealth, the most important thing that you will be to have genuine people around you that are supportive, that you can support back and not feel like I'm gonna get it. You get it? These things is important. Having people that's fair and balanced, people that have honor. Like I said, when you acquire spiritual and mental wealth, these things is the most important thing. Why? Because if you don't have these things around you, or you have the opposite around you, it will drag you back into mental and spiritual poverty. Meaning the unbalances that y'all live, the unfair relationships y'all have. These are things that add on to y'all spiritual poverty, meaning y'all unstable emotional states. In that you have to balance it out somewhere else. Meaning if you have an unbalanced relationship where someone is not fair with you, you'll compensate that somewhere else with someone else, not even realizing it. You get my point? It becomes a lot of crisscrossing. It becomes strange. It becomes a mental strain and an emotional strain. Some of you guys know what I'm speaking of. Some of you guys are the burden to others. But the point I'm making is when you get to a place where you acquire mental and spiritual wealth, the people you have around you and the environment you're in is the most important thing. You're going to want to be around supportive people. People that are kind, not competing and judgmental and all disturbed in their nature. But you get it? People that are stable. And so, even though I'm teaching and I'm on YouTube and I know anyone can come, I want to make sure that I say, I only want to be around or have certain people that's on a certain frequency of mind, interact. Otherwise, I'm going to get a little disturbed. Salam, shalom. And then, I'm saying that because I'm not sure how long I can last online. But I'll always be teaching. It just may be offline. Like I said, my mental and spiritual wealth, these things is important to me. Now, I'm going to look at some of you guys' questions and I'm going to start. Aquarius promo say Quran 1185. Salam, shalom. Peace and wisdom. Okay. Try to make like I said, try to make y'all comments, y'all statements. I ain't gonna say try, but if you somebody in here and you wise, try to comment Try to make y'all questions and y'all statements make sense. You know what I'm saying? Look at this as an advanced level thing. Just so everything can stay on the up and up. Because y'all are like, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Y'all are becoming very childish. You know? Like I said, I haven't had a good conversation in quite some time. I haven't even heard one. Get my point? Y'all are kind of drifting off into la la land. Most adults, meaning most men I see, they got on a sweatsuit. You get my point? Y'all becoming like children. And so, I need an environment where I can be fully an adult. Like I said, I don't want to hurt none of y'all feelings, but please get it together. And if you on drugs and things like that and you clock in here, get that together. You're going to disturb me. So, let me get to this video now. Now, the first thing I want to say is this. Let me fix this music. First thing I want to say is this. If you say a lie, a lie, a lie, a lie, a lie, and you say Allah, 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 the first thing you'll notice is they're the same word, different spelling. And so let that be the first truth. Like I tell y'all, Islam, devil worship. The devil is a lie. And so the name is in the character. Now, before I start, I want to say this. If you're a Muslim, Christian, whatever, I'm not here for the childish games. You get my point? Meaning y'all become childish. So if you're a Muslim or a Christian, and I'm breaking down the scholarship, are the decoded parts of it that y'all don't grasp. So of course, if you're a Muslim, y'all have the childish mind in today's times, and so y'all view it as like a challenge, like we having a kitty back and forth. I'm pissing you off today, and you pissing me off today. I'm breaking down the scholarship. I wouldn't care about no individual that's a Muslim. If you don't have no deep scholarship to kick back, you get my point? Y'all can go have the childish games elsewhere. Y'all learn these things online with the debate channels. And you see brothers having never-ending debates. Y'all think that's the way of wisdom. It's not. If what is said is good, so is good. If what is said is of truth, so is good. If truth is what you seek. And so I'll say it again. If you say a lie, 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 you become confused on which word is which. Allah, Allah. And it's because they're the same word, different spelling. Meaning the God Allah is a lie, same word. When I tell y'all it's devil worship, the devil is a lie. And so, y'all have to grasp. Now, you have the wonderful world of make-believe. This is La La Land. Of course, La La Land, this is the place of dreams and beliefs, and fairy tales. Before Disneyland and television, meaning before you had Disneyland being the wonderful world of make-believe and, La La Land, before y'all had it on television, You know, the beautiful land of make-believe where you can make up whatever you want. Kid thing, la 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 la, you know, just like the God. Before you had Disneyland and television, those La La Lands, you got to La La Land by way of the seals. Now, as I always tell y'all, the ancient seals, you know, the 72 demons that Solomon bound, and you have the seals of these demons. Those seals are drug recipes, meaning they're recipes of drug mixtures. Not just drugs, but a mixture of drugs. And that mixture of drugs will bring you to whatever entity you're trying to summon. Just like modern day with DMT. People take DMT. Next thing you know, they're in Smurf elf land. You get my point? Your spirit realms, your dreamtime realms, your afterlife realms, whatever you want to call it. But this is your first La La Land. Meaning before man had television and Disneyland and all the strange characters and all the, you know, make-believe and fairy tales, he had to visit La La Land by way of seals, that being them drug mixtures, your spirit summoning signs. And so, all the Disney characters of old, meaning the new ones, I'm sure they make up new ones as they come. But your first Disney characters, the old ones, all of those characters come from the spirit summoning realms. Meaning, when you're dealing with the spirit summoning practices, all the demons have a description. Their description is strange. It might be a cat, a toad, you get my point? A rabbit, a raven-headed man, whatever. And so you get my point? When you look at the cartoon characters and you're familiar with the practice, you'll know like, oh yeah, they took the characters from when they was getting high off the seals, summoning spirits. Get my point? And so that's your original land of make-believe or La La Land. Your spirit summoning realms, your seals. Now, before spirit summoning seals La La Land and Disneyland La La Land, you had Babylon. This is the city, your first cities, and all cities to come after it. And so these are your original La La Lands, meaning Babylon or Babel. It's called Babel because, you know, it's the place of Babel and La, the place of make-believe. So, of course, you have the forest and life in nature, how it works. Then you have man making his city in it and making up all his imaginary laws and rules, whatever he chooses, and all his, you get it? All his make-believe. Religion included. And so, when you're dealing with La La Land and the world of make-believe, you're talking about a city first. Then you're talking about your spirit summoning seals. This is things that men do in the cities. And then, of course, after that, you have television, Disneyland, and all of the foolishness that a city has to offer. You get my point? Now, the point I'm making is this. I put up a post in the comments section showing you guys that Allah's name in calligraphy is similar to the demon Elagos. His seal, meaning Elagos' symbol of seal, is damn near the same as Allah's name in calligraphy. I did that so you guys can see that y'all God come from spirit summoning practices, and y'all God is the top level demon that you can summon. His name is the devil and Satan. He's Allah. And so this is why in Islam the God's name is Allah. The La. You know, the L sound. And L is how you spell La, but it's not so much about La. Y'all get lost in the spelling of words because y'all are lost on words. Before man know how to write, he know how to speak. Just like a baby know how to speak before they know how to write. And so Allah is the same. You get my point? And so that's where the name derived from. Your La La Land sorcery. God got the name La La. La 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 La. You get it? Meaning it's fairy tale shit. But this is how the sorcery works. Riddles and rhymes and manipulation of mind more than anything. Meaning manipulation games on the mind. And so Allah, this is the La. La being the sound of an L. La 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 la. When you're dealing with Christianity, the God is L, E-L. And that's how you spell the letter L. The letter L, la 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 la. That's the sound it always makes. La 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 la. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Ti, do. You get it? It's a sound. And sound is the creator. Sound is also what y'all call the devil or the adversary or what is cast away. Because sound leaves the mind. The mind is unseen, the mind is whole, and the thoughts in it are a part of the mind. When one speaks, they're speaking out thoughts of the mind. These thoughts become words, they go on their own accord. You get it? Of course, within the airspace of these words, you have the atomic levels of life coming together, making for molecule, cell, organism, so on and so forth. The building blocks of life. It starts in sound, our airs. And so you get my point? It's just like your devil being separated from God, or word being separated from mind. That word being the foundations of the building blocks of life, our life manifesting forth physically. And so that's why in all the religions, the God is sound. Meaning in Islam, it's la 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 la. The God is Allah. In Christianity, the God is E-L, which is how you spell L. Of course, L has the la 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 sound. If you go to ancient Egypt, the God is Amen, A-M-N. That's how you really spell it. It's pronounced Amn. Sound. Far East, you got the O-M. This is the starting sound of life. O-M. You get my point? And so it don't matter what culture you go to. The creator of life starts with sound. Even in our science, we say the Big Bang, meaning life starts with sound. You get my point? And so y'all worship this sound, which is the lie. Devil. So it's a deep thing. Hopefully y'all grasping this far. If you have any questions asked, please make them good. Elegos. It's a deep thing. I truly wonder. Let me get y'all the vibes in here, boy. Now, when you're dealing with the Prophet Muhammad and Islam, Islam is a falsehood. Meaning you have Muslim and then you have Islam. A Muslim is somebody that believes in the Islamic faith, but this is not true. A Muslim is a follower of Musa, meaning in the Quran or in the Islamic traditions, Moses' name is Musa. And so this is where you get Muslim or Muslim from Musa. It's to say like a Muslim is a follower of Musa or his teachings. So Prophet Muhammad would be a Muslim or a follower of Musa or the teachings of Musa. I thought you said the sound was getting... Damn, I'll make sure to give you a mess up. Let me put this charger in before y'all don't get this whole lesson. If you want to give back, the link's in the description. Okay, and so originally, Prophet Muhammad would be that, a follower of Musa, or Musa's teachings. And so if you understand that, meaning nothing I'm saying is wrong, y'all are Muslims, or in some places Muslims, but y'all don't know where that word come from. Now y'all have y'all theories, but it don't measure up to what I just said. Meaning y'all have a character in y'all religion called Musa. And so when I tell you a Muslim is a follower of the teachings of Musa, and that's what Muhammad would have been, it should be clear. Someone asked me if I was a Muslim. No, salam, shalom. Now, Prophet Muhammad is the start of Muslims, not Islam. He's the start of Muslims. He would never even have seen or heard of a follower of Islam. You get my point? Islam is after the time of Prophet Muhammad, but he prophesied about it when he was saying, how y'all was going to become world powers. So he's speaking of that, like how Islam is a world power and, y'all are watered down and have nothing to do with the teachings that he followed. That's what those prophecies was about. Now, the Prophet Muhammad would have been a Christian, technically. I know a lot of y'all gonna say, what? How is Prophet Muhammad a Christian? Well, Musa, which is Moses, he's a Christian character. Now, when the angel Jibril squeezed the Prophet Muhammad, and he went home and told his wife, and she brought him to her uncle, I believe. The uncle told Prophet Muhammad, that's the same angel that visited Musa and his people. Meaning that's the same angel that gave Moses his wisdom, and Moses gave it to his people. Now I'll say it again. Prophet Muhammad was in a cave on Mount Hira. An angel named Jibril came and squeezed him, hurt him so bad he went and told his wife. You got to be beat up bad to tell your wife, because she going to be like, what's wrong with you? Meaning if I beat your ass, but you ain't hurt, you might not even tell your wife you had a little tussle. But if you get your ass whooped to where it's visible, so then you got to say something. So again, Prophet Muhammad got squeezed by this angel, then he went and told his wife. That mean he got his ass whooped bad. That mean when he got his ribs broke or something. Because a man about to tell his wife, I had a little tussle with this dude, he beat me. You know? Men got pride, they ain't gonna lie if anything, or they just ain't gonna bring it up. I don't fight that. So I'm giving you that reference so you can grasp. Prophet Muhammad wasn't Islam. Prophet Muhammad wasn't Islamic or Christian or anything at that point in time. You get my point? He was just somebody that happened to see this angel. And so that's what happened. And so now when that happens, he goes, talks to his wife. His wife brings him to her brother-in-law or his brother-in-law. And they tell him that's the same angel that came to Musa and his people, meaning the Hebrew people, speaking of Christianity. So that lets you know right there, Christianity was before Islam. Because Prophet Muhammad was familiar with Musa. And he was a Muslim, meaning he was a follower of the teachings of Moses, or Musa. And so that would have meant Prophet Muhammad was a Christian. That part. Islam is Christianity. Now, let's get back to Muslims. Prophet Muhammad wouldn't have been a Christian because Moses wasn't a Christian. They ain't had that back then, Islam and Christianity. What they had was spirit summoning practices. And so Moses would have been somebody that played with magic. Remember, he went to Pharaoh's house when the Pharaoh magicians dropped his little stick on the floor, it turned to a snake, and then Moses did the same magic. But his snake ate his snake. And so I'll say again, Moses wasn't a Christian or in any religion. He was just a person that played with alchemy, or he knew magic and the summoning of the spirits. And this is what people that mess with seals worship, the spirits. And so the point I'm making is Prophet Muhammad would have been somebody that played around with alchemy and worshiping the spirits, meaning he would have been somebody that took seals, spirit summoning practice, thing that I explained in the beginning. If you confused and say, no, Prophet Muhammad wasn't on seals, he was on Mount Hira in a cave. That's magic rituals. Meaning when you want to denounce God, so this is what magicians do. They go in private dark places. They wipe feces on the Quran. They do strange things in that dark place until the demons come to them. Now, of course, when you put yourself in a dark area for long periods of time, this plays an alchemy on the mind. Just like I told y'all, 3 days of not sleeping is the most powerful drug y'all ever can experience. Bone said, what was the first instructions to Muhammad? What was the first instruction to Muhammad by Gabriel? Read. First instructions was read. Then he squeezed him because he couldn't. But we're not talking about that. We talking about how Prophet Muhammad was into summoning spirits. And none of the people in them times knew anything about Islam or Christianity. They would prophesy about these things when they was high on them seals. Meaning Prophet Muhammad was getting high, mixing drugs together, playing with the arts, summoning spirits, sitting in that cave by himself. And then one day a demon came named Jibril, and that demon beat him up. Then it say the next time Prophet Muhammad seen Jibril, Jibril was on the horizon. And he said, oh, Muhammad, meaning now the demon's antagonizing him. Be clear, Prophet Muhammad is scared to death of Jibril. He don't want nothing to do with him if you're familiar with the text. Prophet Muhammad don't like Jibril. He trying to avoid him. When Jibril called out to Muhammad and said, oh, Muhammad, and he was in the horizon, Prophet Muhammad tried to look the other way. He tried to pretend like he ain't see it. Like how y'all do when y'all see like the Devos in y'all neighborhood. And they be like, hey, what up? And you be like, try to look away, act like he ain't see them. He tried that. But Muhammad was everywhere. I mean, Prophet Jibril, the angel Jibril was everywhere. Meaning when he looked the other way, Jibril was there too. Couldn't avoid him. Meaning he was getting antagonized by a spirit. He invoked Jibril. And now, Jibril was riding. And so when you're dealing with ancient scribes in the ancient times, a lot of the shamans and the people that mess with the seals, the spirits summoning seals, summoning the spirits. Same way y'all take DMT and then y'all go into elf land and then y'all come back talking about, oh, I got a divine message and I know truth and all. You get it? It's just old stuff. I'll get to y'all questions when I'm done. The same way when you're dealing with DMT and people taking that and going into those realms and seeing those entities and feeling like they got a divine message. So this is the same with the ancient spirit summoning practices and the seals. Meaning you have to know the correct drug mixture of each entity to go there to them realms and speak to that entity. Now in the past you had shaman and people that invoked the spirit, meaning they took the seals, the mixture of drugs, and blasted off. And whatever they said, so scribes would write it down. So scribes wasn't like authors that made up text. Scribes was dudes that jotted down whatever somebody high on seals said. And that was the word of God, or the divine word. You say, why that's the divine word? Because they high on seals talking to entity. So this good shit. You gotta write. You gotta write that down. And so the scribes is writing down the Quran. Are they really writing down what Muhammad telling them when he's high? It's a deep thing. And so Islam started in that way. Meaning Prophet Muhammad would have been somebody that was practicing magic and became afflicted by one of the demons the same way Moses did. That's why the texts always say, like, don't mess with the practice. But y'all don't know what y'all reading, so it's deep. Prophet Muhammad would have been a magician or someone into the spirit summoning practices of old. Of course, the Bible is just a whole bunch of history about people summoning spirits. So no one should be confused on anything I'm saying. And so when I tell y'all Islam, or those of y'all that are Islamic, y'all worship the devil. When I say the devil, I'm talking about all the demons. When you're dealing with the spirit summoning practices, you got all the demons. But they all under the devil. Meaning they basically all just the devil separate. Like put them all together as one thing, then that's just the devil. And so y'all worship different demons. You get my point? Or the devil himself, in the case of Islam and Christianity. Meaning y'all worship Allah, and the devil is Allah. And y'all worship Allah. So I'm saying Allah, but I know now it's hard to discern the difference. Like, is he saying a lie or a lie? Yeah, that part. Same word, like I said, different spelling. Play with yourself. It's La La Land sorcery. Like I said, y'all religions, Disneyland, television, all this come from spirit summoning practices. All the characters, all the fake stuff y'all got and how y'all living and y'all all lost on belief. Y'all don't know no truth and knows. Y'all just be dealing with beliefs. Y'all got a whole belief system. Meaning your God and what you believe in is dependent on the belief system. Belief is the construct of a lie. Meaning belief is how you make lie eternal. Because when you're dealing with believers, it could be for forever. Like that. Belief make lie eternal like the truth is. But it still don't ever come true like the truth. Meaning belief ain't got nothing to do with truth. It got to do with lie. Y'all have belief systems, not no systems. That part. Meaning y'all are under lie systems called belief systems. Like Disneyland and the land of make-believe. It's okay to lie there and have beliefs and fear. Get it? It's a part of the rules. It's kid land, la la land is for that. That's how y'all belief systems is. It's La La Land, where the God is La, or Allah, but it's the same thing. La 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 La, La La Land. La La Land sorcery. Meaning, y'all believe in La, and so the devil is Allah, and that y'all believe in the devil, and y'all worship the devil, because y'all run around just saying lies. Am I still clear? Because it's freezing up on my end. Someone said the feeling on DMT was unconditional love. Yeah, y'all seal heads. A lot of y'all ain't gonna grasp this deep knowledge, but it is what it is. There's more, but I'm gonna cut it there. Y'all are quite disturbing to me. It's a deep thing. Salam, shalom, Kijo. Is there any decent spirits attending right now? Because I'm about to depart. But you know, there's some good people in the place to be. I'll finish. is my life. Peace and wisdom out of mindset. I need to explain how Islam and Muslim is different, but I need to see some intellect. One is not intellect, you get it? Kissing ass, all those strange things y'all do. I'm looking for intellect. Those that's grasping, those that got questions. You get my point? Not stuck minds. Some of y'all still religious in the brain. It's just gonna activate you. Salam, shalom, slang. Thank you. But I'm speaking about comments and questions right now. Peace and wisdom, DeAndre Harris. Knowledge is all levels. Y'all become too wise to be around 8-year-olds. You get my point? And so it still apply when you get older. Meaning, y'all kind of blank-minded, or that's how y'all project it. And questions don't be good, the comments be, The wisdom top knowledge. Scholarship being decoded top knowledge, but y'all comments and y'all statements and y'all questions, you get my point, is get a little a little disturbing. Like being around 8-year-olds, if you. Dennis G said, I'm wondering, how does a spirit inflict physical damage? Salam, shalom. Y'all have a learning problems. Don't take offense. I'm going to explain right now the question. I told you the spirits are drug mixtures. People take them. That's how you invoke the spirit. Thank you to whoever gave that, Mr. Slang. Thank you. I'm going to stay a little longer because you gave that. But more than give back, can y'all make y'all comments and statements and questions good ones? Try to listen, learn. Now you said, how do spirits inflict damage on people, physical damage? I said that the seals, which represent the spirits, are drug mixtures. Each seal is a different drug mixture recipe. People take the drug mixture recipe or the seal, and they blast off like somebody that take DMT. So you should grasp, okay, the seal is the spirit, but the seal is a mixture of drugs. And so if a person take the mixture of drugs, which is the seal, a drug addict or someone high on drugs can do anything to themselves or others. So how do the spirits inflict damage? Because they're under the influence of the seal. We're not speaking about drugs. A lot of y'all really have learning problems. Drugs is drugs. We're speaking about a specific mixture of drugs. That's a seal. The symbol that you see of the seal is just the structure, the chemical structure of each drug. Drugs have a chemical structure or a strange pattern. If you mix more than one substance or drug substance, you're merging the patterns. And so the seal looks like crazy squiggly lines. It's just more than one drug structure. That's what it's explaining to you. This seal contains these drugs. And so it has their chemical structure. It's ancient science. That's why I say you have to be a sorcerer That's why I said a sorcerer is just an ancient scientist. And you have to have some type of level of intellect, meaning if you don't grasp science in no way, I try to make it simple, but if you don't grasp science in no way, you still lost on make believe, and you get it? Science is the real magic in life, the real proofs of things, so to say. So, if you lost and you like, no, spirit, you see how you asked the question, you said, man, how do spirits inflict physical damage? You're not listening. You're not comprehending the deep wisdom being given to you. And so if that's why I say I'm not sure what's wrong with y'all minds. It's YouTube though. Y'all flip flop around, learn a whole bunch of falsehoods, lies, beliefs, and it interferes with y'all grasping when y'all get the truth. So if you was confused on what spirit summoning practice is and how it works, you can't grasp now because the mind is all, you get it? Now I'm sure you got the answer to your question. You're like, okay, that makes sense. If I take a drug or a mixture of drugs, and if I take angels dust and jump out the goddamn window, in the daytime y'all would say like he tweaked out. In the past they would say like the spirits overcame him, like he was fucking with the spirits and they got him. Now in the past they're a little more well versed, meaning they understand the plants and the substances coming from the roots of these plants. This is where you get casting roots. And so they know like all substance got micro entity within it. A man busts nut, you get a substance, it's called semen. But within that semen, you got a whole bunch of micro entity that you can't see. Beer the same way, LSD the same way, cocaine, you get it? All drug substances the same way. They got micro entities within them that you can't see. When you mix and merge these drug substances, you're mixing and merging the entity within them, making the entity within the substance a more complex entity, like a virus or worse. You get my point? And so, this is why they call it spirits, like spirits and wines are. And speaking of real entity, but they're speaking on the micro level. And these entity, once they're in y'all, they influence y'all. They give y'all liver cancer, all kind of things. You get it? These micro entity interfere with the micro entity within you. Your neurons and things like that. This is why if a person get drunk, then their receptors be off. They like wobbly. In the past, they'd say, man, he on seals. Of course, alcohol would be ancient seals because alcohol is a mixture of different substances. Get my point? And so when you're dealing with drugs, you're dealing with poisons. So it's like I said, when you're dealing with plants, they either gonna fall under the category, they all drugs. Real strong drugs, medium level drugs, like less potent than real strong, and then drugs that's not that strong in potency. I mean plants that's not that strong in potency, which is drugs. And so y'all eat, the plants y'all eat is just medicinal. They're drugs, but they're not that high in potency. Y'all still get addicted to food though, but you get my point? It ain't that strong in potency where y'all get like hallucinogenic and all that. But you get my point? It's still a drug, just low potency. Then you have the plants that we do classify as drugs, and they mid-level potent. And then you have the real high potency drugs. We classify those as poisons. Don't get lost. Heroin, you gotta process that before y'all get it. Y'all will die. It's like poison. Give somebody pure heroin, they gonna die. Get somebody pure cocaine, they gonna die. You get it? Meaning them drugs and the plants they come from technically will be poisonous because if y'all just took them raw, y'all die. Meaning if you just sniff 100% cocaine, good luck at not busting your brain open. And so, thank you to all of you that gave back. Shalom, shalom. Now, where was I at? explaining the spirits. And this is why it's called spirit summoning, because you're mixing the substances have entity within them. This is how you create virus. It's basically it's like splicing the micro life, the atomic levels of life, the molecular levels of life, the cell level of life. It's like splicing these things, creating new things. This is what virus is. Rearranging the order of atoms to get a different kind of molecule that you wouldn't naturally get. It's like playing the source. That's why it's called sorcery. It's like playing with the natural orders of things. The creator is the source, and things create or manifest out in their natural order, meaning atoms bond together in their natural order, building up to molecule. Molecule do the same, building up to cell. But sorcery, I'm playing a source, so you will rearrange things, manifesting out your own kind of will that you want, whether it be virus, whatever. So in the past, it would have spirit summoning or putting roots on somebody would have been like that. I'll tell you, like, I got this drink, it's alcohol. I mixed it up, I made that alcohol. Meaning I got some ethanol from corn. You get my point? All these substances is coming from plants. That's why it's called roots. But I mixed up a seal of alcohol. A seal is just a mixture of drugs. But we talking spirits, the entity within it. Then I tell you, like, I got this drink I can give you. It's gonna make you feel good. You a little sad right now. Take this drink. You're gonna feel better. And it's gonna clear up your cold. So now you drink this strong ass drink, this beer, this alcohol or whatever. And you feel like, you get it? You feel good, you a little lit. You like, oh, that stuff was good. I like that. Now you hooked. You like, let me get some more. I'm having a bad day. Let me get some more. What I don't tell you is like, yeah, you know that drink I gave you? It got entity within it. They're going to attack the entity within your liver. They're going to attack your liver and shit. You're going to get liver cancer. Like, you're going to be fucked up. I don't tell you that part. I just be like, I got this good drink. You should try it. That's how seals worked in the past. Meaning they had crack in the past. We talking just chemical salt and cocaine. They always had chemical salt and cocaine. Baking soda is chemical salt. They always had that. You get that part. A sorcerer or somebody that know alchemy in the past, which would have been a witch doctor, you know, one of y'all great grandmama. She know all the roots, like the plants. That part. Give somebody crack in the past and have them fucked up. You just don't tell them like what it's gonna do to them. The first time they smoke crack, they like, oh, this was great. I had energy, I was high, you get it? They don't know, like y'all take drugs now, y'all don't know, like after 4 or 5 years now, y'all all strung out and shit. You like, god damn, like that. But we talking drug mixtures, like kind of like what y'all getting into now with the Molly and shit, where y'all getting like real fucked up and overdosing. That's why spirit summoning was dangerous in the past. You got people doing more than what y'all doing now. Meaning in the past, they was mixing different drugs. They knew the recipes. You get it? And so they was on next level high. Like how y'all do DMT and go on DMT land and that's fun. They was on some shit that's way better than TV, Disneyland and all that y'all got. And all the entity y'all know of, they there. You just gotta know the drug mixture. That's why the practice was removed. And that's why y'all have like spirit summoning books and it's like a little confusing. That's done on purpose, all to cover it up. The seals, this is done on purpose, so that only a sorcerer or a scientist could read it and say, okay, that's 3 mixtures of different drug substances. That's the chemical structure. Meaning they look at the seal and know, okay, that's 3 to 4 different drug substances that seal contains. Normal person look at the seal, they say that's the symbol of a spirit. What's a spirit? An invisible ghost. You get it? They don't know. They just got the kid talk of it. Like, I heard it got something to do with spirits, and spirits is like invisible ghosts, you know? Like that. Y'all like if people don't know no science or don't know nothing, but they like trying to figure it out. Y'all still like that. So y'all think like spirit summoning is some kid thing. Shit go deep. But it's how you make virus and all that. Meaning virus is made through alchemy. I don't want you to get just lost on the spirit summoning part. You got recipes that's just for you summoning or contacting specific deity. You take it like how y'all take DMT and blast off, you be there. You have other seals that's for like making atom bombs. Meaning we talking a different arrangement of atoms. Create a whole bomb. You got seals for metals. Mixtures of different metals. It's the magic. Meaning y'all airplanes and the things y'all got. The deep thing. It's what was called magic in the past. So everything y'all got now is just like sorcery was put on y'all. Or magic. When y'all go to the pharmacy, y'all are getting pseudo monarchs. Meaning that spirit summoning practice when y'all go to the pharmacy. Those are drug mixtures, but they chemicals. So they like pseudo monarchs. Like synthetic versions of real substances that come from the plants. That's why I always tell y'all, pills don't grow on trees. They ain't organic. That's lab made. But worse than that, those are synthetic seals, meaning they synthetic drug mixtures. And so y'all are afflicting yourselves beyond what y'all can fathom. Meaning a lot of them drug mixtures is so that you don't see the entity, but you still get fucked up. Like, you get my point? But a lot of times y'all still get fucked up and see the entity. Y'all be on like Seroquel and shit when you got mental problems. All those drugs they give y'all in pharmacy, seals. Different arrangements of drugs, meaning different mixtures of drugs. Even anesthesia is a seal. A mixture of drugs, it knock you clean out like you dead. Then you got anastasis or resurrection. That's a seal as well too. Meaning a mixture of drugs that will bring you back from a state of death. That's why it's called alchemy or magic. It's like you can't explain to somebody like, yo, if you take this drug mixture, you want to see Jesus? Here, take this. The common person in today's times cannot fathom like, no, I can't see Jesus that way. Yes, you want to see Allah, which is the devil, you know Allah? Take this seal, meaning take this drug mixture. Allah's name in calligraphy is just chemical structures of different drugs. It's a seal. So, y'all better grasp this shit go deep. But all them characters that y'all see, all the characters y'all know of, y'all can see them now. Meaning if you were Christian, you could see Jesus now. He wanted the demons from spirit summoning practices. If I'm lying, why when people go in DMT land, they be like, I seen Jesus. He was fucking high. Why you seen Jesus, blood? What Jesus got to do with getting high? Till you pass the fuck out. Again, people get high on DMT and then they be like, I seen Jesus. The man just said, yeah, Jesus is seal. You could he in spirit summoning realm with the rest of the Disney characters. That part. Powerful. Allah too, they all live. And I'm not being funny. That's why I'm being clear when I say, y'all get high on DMT and shit, and y'all say for y'all own self y'all seen Jesus. So you shouldn't feel no way when I tell you, yeah, he down there in spirit summoning land with the rest of the demons. That part. And Jesus the Holy Spirit, right? Spirit summoning practices. Angels and demons. All is perspective. If they good to you, then I guess they angels. They treat you bad, then yes, they demons. But all y'all gods come from spirit summoning practices. Y'all just worship all the many variety of demons that there are, whichever ones y'all choose in modern times. But y'all have none of the benefits of knowing the practice. You get it? Meaning y'all just worship demons by hearsay. If you lost, you worship God El. You a Christian, you just worship a demon from hearsay. You don't know how to summon El. This is La. El is la 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 la. You don't know how to summon him. Y'all don't got the seal of the drug mixture to do that. That part. Same with any other spirit you could think of. Jabril, all of them. They're entity you summon by knowing the mixture of drugs that you're supposed to put together. I'm not saying these entities are not real entity in life. Obviously they are. If I give you a drug mixture and you see them, and then I give this person that ain't you the same mixture and they see the same thing, I suppose that's how you get there. Even when you're dealing with the African practice, that the Orishas, what's this called? With Alegba, and all the many Orishas, that's what they called. I forget the names. But that's spirit summoning practices too, but I suppose y'all already know that. You get my point? And so Alegba is just like, it's like I say, when you're dealing with the spirit summoning practices, all the entity is the same person, the devil. Many different expressions of him, but it's deep. Studying Kabbalah will help understand YHWH. There's no wet place that you can study the Kabbalah. I'm going to say this one more time. Maybe some of you guys will grasp. Y'all live in la la land, meaning y'all live in make-believe la, y'all have belief. Get to a place where you realize you have no truth. Now, in regards to the Kabbalah, there is no place you can look up the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is an oral teaching. There's books that men wrote on the Kabbalah, but these men don't know the Kabbalah. It is their perspective on the teaching. Meaning any book you have of the Kabbalah, it doesn't tell you the magic of the Kabbalah and how it works or nothing like that. It just tells you the writer's perspective on what this ancient practice was. And so, whatever you're studying of the Kabbalah, I guarantee you it's wrong. The Kabbalah is something that was handed down to the Jewish elder, meaning the eldest child. And it's shepherd king knowledge. You know how you rule over people. Like how y'all got all the alchemy that rule over y'all. And y'all don't know who run y'all cities or nothing like that. Y'all just slaves in them. Y'all see the red light, y'all stop. You see like how y'all under control by lights and symbols, stop sign, the light. Kabbalah magic got to do with that, alchemy. The things that control y'all is deep. But YHWH, like I said, is a substance. Hopefully none of you guys pretend like y'all are well versed on the Kabbalah and YHWH, because you heard some things I said. That thing go deep. Until you get well versed on things, meaning until I teach you the full thing, just leave it be. Because that's how things get scrambled up, and I already see you about to get on that same path. Meaning you like, studying the Kabbalah will help you understand. You about to pretend like you well versed on the Kabbalah and you not. Like I said, the Kabbalah not no book. I've been doing this for a while. So, kind of grasp. I'm explaining something to y'all can't look up. Ain't no way y'all can look up that Allah's the devil and Allah. You get it? Everything I said in this video, there's no way you could look it up to say like somebody else said it. It's just true in life. Meaning I'm giving you life reference. Say Allah, 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 Allah. And then say Allah, Allah, Allah. You get it? Jibril was in, Prophet Muhammad was in the cave on Mount Hira. I didn't write that. Islam did. I'm just explaining to you like that would be classified as summoning spirit, especially if the text say an angel came. In the daytimes, if I tell you, man, I was sitting in this cave by myself and the angel came, y'all gonna be like, yeah, nigga, you was on that angel's dust, nigga. You was on that butt naked, man. But when it come to y'all prophets and shit, then y'all play dumb. Say, nah, Prophet Muhammad wasn't a seal head. Prophet Muhammad wasn't no junkie smoking crack in the cave till the fucking angel came. Why not? That's what the text say. And say he was on Mount Hira in the cave, going through it. Say he was on the mountain in the cave, and the angel came. The way I translate that is Prophet Muhammad was smoking angels' dust back in the day. So, and people on that angel's dust, y'all know how this go. Like, they call that butt naked, because dudes smoke angel dust, they get butt naked and jump out the window. Don't ask me why they do that. That's what they do. Like, back in the 80s, like early 90s. Niggas smoking PCP, niggas smoking angel's dust. Next thing you know, you see niggas running down the street butthole naked. You a kid, you scarred for life now. Like, what the? You know, people's got to explain to you angel's dust. Stay away from them angels. So this all go back to the old times. I mean, y'all think angels is good. Angels always was associated with spirit summoning practices. And angel dust is a seal. Just like angels trumpet. They still using that over in like Colombia and shit. But that's what roots is. Understanding the different substances and the different plants and, you know, mixing them together, and it's deep. Salam, shalom. Thank you, Kamisha, for the give back. Phased out into prop. I don't understand what you're saying, but salam, shalom. And so if you someone that follows Islam, or you feel like I'm a Muslim, you worship the devil. And you can play with yourself all you want. But hopefully you get to a place where you slip out of belief in lie. Because it's like I said, lie is a virus. Develop itself up until it becomes an entity within. So a lot of y'all got them cysts on the inside. Meaning in y'all brain, y'all got cysts. They develop up into little people. And they be talking to himself. He hear voices. If they cut his head open, you're going to see cysts on his brain. And them cysts, if they stay, they don't develop up to a whole entity. You have like a whole little person smashed in between his brain. So a lot of y'all with the mental conditions, that's where you head. And that's why I tell you, if you're a woman and you find yourself getting more and more isolated because you want to pretend like you know astrology and you know how to do tarot cards and you playing around with the arts but don't know what you're doing, like that. You know, I have cysts developing in your brain till it turns into an entity. You know, alchemy start on the level of air, so we talking about sounds and smells. A lot of women be playing with like the sage and the incense and the different smells. And so it's like I said, you mix and merge different smells. This is your first levels of alchemy. Meaning you don't got to mix drug substances to make a person blast off. You can make them blast off with your smells. It just take longer. Same way DMT push you into DMT realms, a person can give you a mixture of smells that can do the same thing. It'll just take longer. Like, it might take 5 hours for you to finally get high and slip off into them realms. You get it? Substance is heavier than smoke or air. It's like laughing gas. Y'all smelling that. And then y'all snap off in the high la la land. You get it? Like that. It started on the levels of smells, more incense and all them different things. First levels alchemy. Not the incense of the sage, the mixing and merging. Well, they are, but you get my point? Because these things is made from the mixing and merging of different substances, they products. So, but you get my point? You got sage burning, and then upstairs you got incense burning. You got air freshener you just sprayed because you took a shit. And you get my point? You mix and merge in too many smells, kind of doing alchemy on yourself. colors as well. It's a deep thing. Now, if y'all have any questions, ask. I'm about to depart. Hopefully, y'all grasp. Try to get the questions in the comments. Get wise. Try to pay attention. Deep wisdom here. Not made up talk, not make believe. Everything is reference. Everything I break down, you can reference it to life. Meaning I give you real life reference. And so spirit summoning practices go way deeper. I actually got a Kabbalah magazine I'm about to come out with, breaking down the creation part of the Kabbalah, because the Kabbalah explains the creation of the mind and the spirit, and then you have the part of the Kabbalah that's dealing with the alchemy, the magic science. And so I got a magazine coming out either today or tomorrow. It's already ready. I just want to do some little extra touch-ups. Y'all can purchase that. It'll be on my website no later than next Tuesday. And so if you want to know the Kabbalah, that's your chance to know it. If you want to know more from that point, then you have to like reach out. Outside of that, just on an honest level, you're not going to learn the Kabbalah nowhere else. Secret practice. It's not for y'all. It's a deep thing. Try to grasp. Vic Starnell said, do you think crystals is regurgitated la la land, or are they useful too? Salam shalom. Like I said, y'all get lost on stupidity. You see people with crystals all the time. You don't see them extra wise, nothing. Outside of them just having them on in their presence, you don't see nothing important about them. Not sure why y'all get so impressed with nothing and the longevity of it. People been playing with crystals for, like I said, y'all don't know anything, so y'all still like on kid time. Y'all don't understand how crystals and the magic and the alchemy work. Y'all do it on y'all own self. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but hopefully y'all grasp. You said you're going to release a PDF version of that? More than likely. Phased out said, how do you get rid of the cyst in the brain area? Well, you wouldn't know you have cyst in your brain. You just probably will have, like, you know. Those of y'all that have mental disturbances, hear voices, your mind just be all over the place where you can't get a clear thought going. Whatever the extremes of your mental condition. So if doctors went in your head, they would see cyst. You get my point? And so you get rid of cyst the same way you get rid of cyst on any part of your body. Keep that area clean and dry, and you get my point? Meaning y'all gotta let the mind air out, dry out. So I always tell y'all, make sure you get fresh air every day. Enough of it. You have other things as well, but like I said, y'all, you have to be on a certain vibration. Same way you were Christian. You could say my religion is the way of the wise servant. And so if you're not that, ain't nothing gonna work for you. Meaning if y'all don't live a certain way, meaning I live a certain way, I do certain things. So for me to just tell you get fresh air and control your emotional state and your thoughts, that don't mean nothing to you because you don't know how to do that. You get my point? Meaning you don't know how to control your emotional state, your thoughts. And so it's a practice that one develops themselves up to. And you see the progress as you go, but y'all always going to be afflicted with illnesses because y'all are sick. Meaning mental healing ain't something that you do like medicine. Y'all get sick, y'all take medicine, then y'all feel better, then y'all get sick again, take medicine. Mental healing ain't that. Mental healing is when you make yourself better for good. I don't get sick ever. It's like that. A healing self once and for all, and then staying on the healing vibration or on that path. Y'all help y'all illnesses. You get my point? Of course, it's because y'all lack understanding, but still, y'all help y'all illnesses become more. I help my health become more. Like I said, we got a natural healing mechanism within us. We get cuts and things, it heals. We catch a cold, it heals on its own. I work with that, meaning my way of life and how I live. And when I tell y'all you got to be honorable, meaning it's a lot. Not a lot, but every little bit counts. Meaning it's not just about you being honorable and honest and not lying to self and all of that, but it's meditations and many different things I do. Different kinds of meditations. Different breathings and stretchings that I do. Meaning if I feel myself becoming thick or full of mucus, like my water's becoming thick, I know how to loosen them through stretches and breathings. You get my point? If I feel myself getting a headache, I know how to get rid of it by breathings and stretchings. You get my point? Putting myself next to the river and getting fresh air, whatever the case may be. I know what to do. I'm in tune with myself. So I can catch the sickness before it even becomes that. You get my point? It's like a woman. A woman knows a day or two before her menstrual cycle is coming that it's coming. She can feel it. That's all of them. They don't just get hit dead smack menstrual cycle. They know when it's coming. Like, yeah, shit coming tomorrow. It's pulling up one of these days because they can feel it. But if you ask that same woman, man, what day you ovulating, you know that day? They don't. They'll tell you, like, I got to go to the doctor, and the doctor tell me what days I'm ovulating. The same way a woman can feel her menstrual cycle before it come. I'm giving this as a reference to women. Y'all all know, like, the day or two before y'all menstrual kick in, meaning y'all period, y'all feel it. Y'all know when it's coming before it come. Y'all should be the same way with y'all when y'all ovulating. Meaning the same way you can feel it coming before it come, your menstrual, you should be able to feel yourself when you ovulating before it come. But y'all not in tune with yourselves. You get my point? Meaning a woman haven't sat down for a whole month and dedicated that month to self in the studying of the cycles of herself. And say, okay, I'm having my menstrual now. I'm already familiar with that feeling and how it feels a couple of days before I have it and a couple of days after. After that, they clock out. Meaning they don't state and say, okay, let me see how I feel the first week after the menstrual. And see how I feel the second week after the menstrual. To get a perspective like, oh yeah, I do know when I'm ovulating. Because now I'm familiar with my cycles. The same way I know the feeling I get when my menstrual about to come, I know the feeling I'm getting when my ovulation is about to come. You get it? A woman in the past knew this. They didn't have to go to no doctor. They didn't have distractions like TV and this stupid thing and that stupid thing. They observed self. That's why I tell y'all, wisdom is a matter of self and being self-aware. And so you got to get in tune with yourself, meaning my way of life, it's a practice, but more like that. Learning to be aware of self and then little techniques and things that I do. Like I said, stretching, breathings, different things. When I say breathings, I have a whole teachings on it, and I'm sure it's nothing y'all have heard. But so, new things is good. Yeah, your head is your joystick when you're dealing with breathing. You have your directions. You get it? North, south, east, west. Meaning you have your 4 directions of breathing, and they all have a different effect on the self. And you have your levels of breathing. Light breathe, deep breathes, and they all have a different effect on the self. Meaning my breathing teachings, they thorough. Like I said, it's a part of my mental healing practice. Y'all all been watching me long enough. Y'all know I don't get sick. So obviously something I do or know is right. And so it's a whole practice, like I said, breathing, stretching. More than that, the understanding of things. Being in tune with self. And so the same way a woman knows when her menstrual cycle coming, I know when I'm getting sick before it comes. I just become fully in tune with nature and things around y'all. And so, like I said yesterday, man, a lot of women are being robbed of their glory, their honor, because of Babylon ideals. Meaning you have the Babylon ideal of a wife, and this robs a woman of her true glory, her true honor. A wife is a pet or something that's for sale. You can go back to slavery times. A slave was sold and then given the last name of the slave master. And fast forward now, a wife is bribed with gift and ring, and then she's given the last name of her husband or her master. And this belittles y'all, or it strips y'all of y'all dignity and what y'all truly supposed to be as women. A woman ain't supposed to be no wife. That's a false ideal of a pet or a slave, where you bribe it and try to catch it. This is what men did in the past with animals. They trying to domesticate them. You have to catch them first. So you get it when you in Babylon or a city. This is the ideals and the mindset of a woman. She accepts this on herself. This is the ideals that's pushed on her from young, to kind of display herself as something for sale or something to catch the attention, to receive robs and gifts, and then to become controlled by a thing and have the last name of it. And you get my point? Kind of stripped of her whole glory. And so when you're dealing with nature outside of Babylon or cities, there is no wife. There's just mother, meaning all women are mothers. A boy gonna have his mother, then when he become an adult, he gonna have his mother, which y'all would call a wife, but this is just his grown up, his mother when he grown now. That's why if you go to the countrysides or back in the past, a man called his wife Big Mama. He don't call her wife. That's some Babylon shit. That's a slave or a pet. You get my point? You call his wife Big Mama. And nothing higher than mama. It's nothing more important than a mother. He referred to his wife as that. That's Big Mama. That's to say I'm grown, I'm big now. That's my Big Mama. Then I got like when I was a kid. That's my little mama, like my mama. Big mama. Get my point? A man might refer to his wife as my old lady, but not wife. That's some slave thing. Something for purchase. And so you gotta grasp a mother or a wife in nature gonna love her husband like a mother love her son. You get my point? Their relationship gonna be more like that, meaning the son's love is unconditional for the mother and vice versa. It's not based on money or who's buying who what and stupid stuff. It's solid. That's how it is in nature. Whether you're looking at the animals, the indigenous people, the mother is the foundation. You get my point? It's nothing higher than that. Women lose that in Babylon to become like a pet thing, like a slave thing, a wife, something that's like for sale. You go back to the past, before America had marriage laws, so men would bribe other men for their daughters, give them gifts and things to get their daughters. And they would sell their daughters or give their daughters off to this man or that man to be his wife. And so when I tell you a wife is an ideal that belittles a woman, but she adopts this ideal subconsciously, not realizing it because it's instilled in her since a kid, and then she loses her own dignity and glory. You get my point? Become a slave or like a pet kind of thing, a worthless thing. This is why women are not happy. It don't matter what you give them, they never satisfy, my nigga. But it's just Babylon and living false ideals. You get my point? She want a big ring, but that's only for conversation. Outside of conversation and people seeing it, then she don't care. It's false ideals. She not getting fulfilled. And the only way a woman can be fulfilled is when she's granted back her motherly nature. Meaning all women are mothers, whether they have children or not. It's just in their nature. Whatever they're doing, whether they're doing agriculture, whatever, she's a mother to the thing. She's dealing with it in that way. We're not talking, that's why I say mother, we're not talking sex. Meaning if a man got a wife and I come into the presence of this man and his wife in nature gonna treat me like a mother. She gonna feel like a mother to me. You wanna eat, baby, you okay, you get it? Motherly. Meaning this is what a wife would have been in nature. Just mothering to things. I'm gonna give you a little Jews too, you get it? In Babylon's, the wife is just dumbed down. Don't have no conversation, no nothing. She's just a wife. She has an ideal of what a wife is supposed to be, which is like some pet thing. It doesn't fulfill her, but that's all she know. You get my point? And so then the man and the woman get shortchanged in regards to relationships. And so and shit go deep, meaning that topic go deep, but I'm about to depart. I'm a little tired. Hopefully y'all grasp. If you a woman, try to grasp some of the things I say. Meaning I got deep knowledge for women, but you just have to have an ear, some kind of ear. Like I said, women lose their dignity in Babylon, and so don't get lost in, oh, I gotta leave Babylon and all of this. We're talking about your state of mind. Ideals is an idea. So we speak in your state of mind. You got a Babylon state of mind. You got the perspective of a wife and those ideals in the mind. You never look at self as a mother. You get it? And so in that, y'all don't deal with life in that way. And because of that, y'all don't get all that life have to offer to y'all. People don't see women as mothers. We see y'all as bitches unless you are our mother. In nature, any woman you see, she holy. That's mama. She going, it don't matter what's happening in nature, you could trust a woman. You get it? Like that. Not in Babylon. Bitch will set you up to dollar. You get my point? She a wife, she got different ideals. A different honor system she lived by. And so a lot of y'all need to start to groom y'all mind into broader things. Suppose your life may get better, you'll find what you need in life. Meaning a lot of y'all are in relationships that just drag y'all down. It's because it's based on false ideals. And so sometimes you gotta restart, readjust. Starts with self-love. Take your time with yourself, then you're gonna be very cautious of what you let get part of you. Meaning if you take time cleaning up yourself, perfecting yourself, I don't mean in a selfish way, but being aware of how you are with others. You get it? I'm single, but I'm conscious of how I am. So when I do get a wife, so she get the best parts of me. You get my point? So like any woman that spent time with me over the last 5, 10 years, or whenever really, but let's just say the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years I've been teaching. So I create good environments and moments. If they spoil it, that's on them. You get my point? But like that, you become aware of the present. And so that becomes everything. You make your moments good, especially with the person, because that's all you're going to have when it's all said and done. Is either good moments or bad ones, and that's going to determine how you feel about them over time. We forget that. And So it's not so much about buying a person gifts and all that strange stuff, but it's about making perfect environments and moments. You get my point? That's a gift right there, the memory. You could run a nice bath, put roses in it, make a nice dinner. There's no gift there. It probably won't cost you much of shit, but that's a memory that's going to be remembered. And during the time of that moment, y'all can both enjoy it if y'all in the present. Not thinking ahead or thinking back, but just soaking up the moment. So, relationships is dependent on deep things, but the mind has to be open, like I said. Hopefully y'all grasp Big U's here. Shalom, shalom.